This is an emergency broadcast transmission. This is not a test. This is an emergency broadcast transmission.
All right, Shalom. This is the brothers from the GMS Bay Camp. Back here again. I'm Tazaiwan.
I'm Shamar. I'm Uriah.
The brother is Sharp Mouth.
Yeah, that's right. First off, we want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and double honors to the elders at GMS and honors to all you brothers out there, doing the work in truth and sincerity. And basically today, we're just going to go on the continuation of our topic, the least of the flock shall draw them out, and go into the weapons of the Lord's indignation, the nuclear missile, which is written in the scriptures. So we just want to, go on a deeper topic about that and kind of, just give insight to, what's about to happen in these last days. So the first scripture we're going to bring out, can you bring out Isaiah 54:16?
Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and have created the waster to destroy.
That's right. The Lord said he's created the waster to destroy. Can you read it one more time so we can break it down now?
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals of fire.
Yeah, and the smith in the scriptures is referring to what you would call a modern-day scientist, an engineer, who have developed these nuclear missiles and have the Most High has granted them the technology to build them, all right? So that's who the smith is in the scripture. The smith is talking about your modern-day scientists and engineers that are creating these weapons. Go ahead.
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
The instrument for the Lord's work. So this instrument, these nuclear missiles, are really created for the Lord's pleasure, what he's going to accomplish on this earth pretty soon, which is bring judgment to the world. Go ahead.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
That's right. The waster to destroy is the nuclear missile. And we're going to go into the history because one of those Smith that the Lord put the spirit on to create this missile is a man by the name of J. Robert Oppenheimer. He was one of the lead scientists to develop the nuclear missile. So this brother right here is going to bring out some history on him and some history on how they got, develop the nuclear missile. So can you bring that out, brother?
This is from the website Wikipedia. Typed in J. Robert Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer, and it reads, Julius Robert Oppenheimer, born April 22nd, 1904, and passed away February 18th, 1967. He was an American theoretical physicist and professor of physics at the University of California, Berkeley. Along with Enrico Fermi, spelled Enricofermi, he is often called the father of the atomic bomb for his role in the Manhattan Project.
Yes, so this man right here, J. Robert Oppenheimer, is one of those Smith. He's one of the Smith that the Lord put the Spirit on, okay? He's one of the fathers of the atomic bomb, which later developed today, which we have the nuclear bomb or the nuclear missile. Keep going on.
It says, the World War II project that developed the first nuclear weapons. The first atomic bomb was detonated on July 16, 1945, in the Trinity test in New Mexico. Oppenheimer remarked later that it brought to mind words from the Bhagavad Gita, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, that's right. He said, now I've become death, the destroyer of worlds. That's what he said once he was able to finally put this missile together. And obviously, you know, Oppenheimer was a so-called white man, and that name Oppenheimer leads me to believe he was a so-called Jew, you know? Yeah, he was a so-called Jew.
Right.
So that's letting you know that the Most High put the Spirit on these devils to create a weapon that is not only going to destroy them, all right? I mean, not destroy the whole world, but destroy themselves as well. Can you bring out Habakkuk 2 and 5 and Revelation 11 and 18, okay?
This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine.
That's right. The scriptures say he transgresseth by wine. Meaning what? Transgressing by wine. That's talking about his philosophies, all the things that he pushes out. You know, those are the things that it means by transgressing by wine. His democracy, all right, his feminism, all the things that the nations are following after. The so-called white man, Esau in the scriptures, that's transgressing by wine. Go ahead.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth himself desire as hell.
That's right. He enlarges his desire as hell. Meaning what? He's trying to take over the whole world. Okay. Keep reading.
And is at death.
And is as death. And isn't that what J. Oppenheimer said? He said he was his death. Can you read that quote one more time about what he said?
The quote is actually, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
And now that I become death, the destroyer of worlds, okay? So that's what he said. Keep going on Habakkuk, brother.
And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
That's right, and that's what he's trying to do now. He's trying to gather our nations and heap up unto him all people, you know? And can you bring out Revelation 11 and 8?
Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
I'm still like, yeah. Revelation 11 and 18. So like, yeah.
Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
That's right. The scriptures say the Most High is going to destroy them which destroy the earth. And Oppenheimer claimed to be the destroyer of worlds through this nuclear missile. And that's referring to you Edomites as a whole, because you have been the main catalyst to destroy this whole world, man. Okay, you have animals beaching themselves, you got pollution, got all type of wickedness going on in the earth because you're in power right now.
Right, yeah.
So,
go ahead, brother. It's also like the bro brought out earlier. They don't stay at home. Well, the United States has a military base in almost every continent and country, you know. So
that's right.
You know, they enlarge their borders. They don't stay at home. You know, they're bastards.
That's right. So the Most High, like you said, put the Spirit on this man, and we're gonna go a little deeper. Can you scroll down to the part on the Oppenheimer where it talks about the Trinity? All right, because the Most High put the Spirit on this man to create this nuclear missile. All right. They're known as the weapons of indignation, okay? So go ahead and read that, brother.
Starting at the top.
Yeah, Trinity. Read that. Yeah.
Okay. The joint work of the scientists at Los Alamos resulted in the first artificial nuclear explosion near Alamogordo on July 16, 1945. On that site, that Oppenheimer codenamed Trinity in mid-1944, he later said this name was from one of John Donne's holy sonnets. According to the historian Greg Herkin, this naming could have been an allusion to Jean Tatlock, who had committed suicide a few months previously and had in the 1930s introduced Oppenheimer to Donne's work.
Okay, real quick, just to say that, well, no, go ahead, keep reading. I'm going to get to the point. Keep reading, brother.
Oppenheimer later recalled that while witnessing the explosion, he thought a verse from the Hindu holy book, the Bhagavad Gita, or let me pronounce that right, the Bhagavad Gita, if the radiance of 1,000 suns were to burst at once into the sky, that it would be like the splendor of the mighty one.
Yeah, the splendor of the mighty one. This is coming from, what is it, a Hindu?
Hindu book, the Bhagavad
which
Gita.
the Hindu book is nothing but toilet paper.
That's right.
But as his brother said, if the missile went off, it looks like the splendor of a mighty one. And that mighty one is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right? The Most High, Yahweh, okay? And through his son, you know? So, that big explosion that he created is the splendor of the mighty one. Well, when you read the scriptures describe the Most High as a devouring fire, you know? And you're going to bring that out at Exodus 24:17.
Exodus 24:17.
Can you get Deuteronomy 4:24 and Hebrews 12:29?
This is Exodus 24:17. In the sight of the glory of the Lord was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel.
That's right. Can you read it one more time, brother?
Okay. In the sight of the glory of the Lord was like devouring fire.
Yeah, the sight of the glory of the Lord is like devouring fire, man. So when these missiles goes off, it's going to be like the glory of the Lord, because his spirit is going to be in those missiles to bring judgment on this place, all right? So when the children of Israel saw the Most High, all right, he appeared unto them as a devouring fire. Keep reading on that.
On the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel.
That's right. Can you bring out Deuteronomy 4:24?
Deuteronomy 4:24. For the Lord thy power is a consuming fire.
That's right. The Lord, our power, the power of Israel, the God of Israel, is a consuming fire. All right, keep going.
Even a jealous power.
That's right. Even a jealous power. You can bring it out in Hebrews 12:29 as well.
For our Hebrews 12:29. For our power is a consuming fire.
That's right. Our power is a consuming fire, man. So the Most High Spirit is going to be in these missiles, all right? He put the Spirit on these scientists he created, and he's going physically through these missiles, man, bring judgment on this place, all right? Because the Most High is a consuming fire, you know. And can you go back? Can you click on the tab about the Manhattan Project?
Okay.
Because like this brother said, the way that they created this missile, they had the scientists like Oppenheimer and others, okay. And they had what was called the Manhattan Project. And through that Manhattan Project, they got the funds together, they got the technology together to create these weapons. So go ahead, can you read the first 3 paragraphs of the
And this is from also from the same website of Wikipedia, the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was a research and development program led by the United States with participation from the United Kingdom and Canada that produced the first atomic bomb during World War II. From 1942 to 1946. The project was under the direction of Major General Leslie Groves of the United States Army Corps of Engineers. The Army component of the project was designated the Army component of the project was designated the Manhattan District. Manhattan gradually superseded the official code name, Development of Substitute Materials, for the entire project along the way. The Manhattan Project absorbed its earlier British counterpart, tube alloys. The Manhattan Project began modestly in 1939, but grew to employ more than 130,000 people and cost nearly $2 billion, roughly equivalent of $25.8 billion as of 2012. Over 90% of the cost was for...
Can you read that one more time, how much it would cost in 2012?
I'll start at the top. The Manhattan Project began modestly in 1939, but grew to employ more than 130,000 people and cost nearly $2 billion United States dollars. And that would be roughly equivalent of $25.8 billion as of 2012.
So that's a lot of money that they invested into creating these missiles, really to destroy themselves, man. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money, you know, compared then and, you know, the equivalent to now. So that's a... Matter of fact, can you just bring out Proverbs 16:4? Because, you know, the Most High created this whole Manhattan Project to destroy them, and they didn't even know what was going on at the time, that this would be the downfall of their kingdom and their society.
This is Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
That's right. The Lord made all these things for himself, man, even the wicked for the day of evil. So this whole plan is all planned out by the Most High, strategically, you know. You keep reading on that, brother.
Over 90% of the cost was for rebuilding factories and producing fissionable materials, with less than 10% for development and production of the weapons. Research and production took place more than 30 sites, some secret, across the United States. The United Kingdom and Canada, two types of atomic bombs were developed during the war. A relatively simple gun-type fission weapon was made using uranium-235, an isotope that makes up only 0.7% of natural uranium. Since it is chemically identical to the main isotope, uranium-238, and has almost the same mass, it proved difficult to separate. 3 methods were employed for uranium enrichment: electromagnetic, gaseous, and thermal. Most of this work was performed at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. In parallel with the work on uranium was an effort to produce plutonium. Reactors were constructed at Hanford, Washington, in which uranium was irradiated and transmuted into plutonium. The plutonium was then chemically separated from the uranium. The gun-type design proved impractical to use with plutonium, so a more complex implosion-type weapon was developed in a concerted design and construction effort at the Project Weapons Research and Design Laboratory in Los Alamos, New Mexico. The first nuclear device ever detonated was an implosion-type bomb at the Trinity test, conducted at New Mexico's Alamo Gordo bombing and gunnery range in 16th of July 1945. Little Boy, a gun-type weapon, and the implosion-type Fat Man were used in the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, respectively.
That's right. So, as this brother read, there was a lot of different things that they had to go through before they got the first test in the Trinity, and then later in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So that was the first time they ever used a, atomic or nuclear type weapon, And can you go ahead and go on the history on that a little bit? Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Okay.
It's the next.
And this is also the same website, Wikipedia, under the terms or the names atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So you put those keywords in, you get the same thing. During the final stages of World War II in 1945, the Allies of World War II conducted 2 atomic bombings against the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. These 2 events are the only use of nuclear weapons in war to date.
Can you read that one more time, brother?
During the final stages of World War II in 1945, the Allies of World War II conducted 2 atomic bombings against the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. These 2 events are the only use of nuclear weapons in war to date.
right. So this is the only time that the nuclear weapons were used up to today. You know, it was Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Fat Man and Little Boy. But little do these Edomites know that all these weapons, all right, and we did a little research on how many they are. We don't know the exact number, but all these nuclear weapons are going to be used very soon.
That's right.
And that event at Hiroshima and Nagasaki is recorded in the scriptures, and we're going to bring it out. Can you bring out Revelation 13 and 11?
Revelations 13 and 11. And I behold another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
That's right. And this right here, John saw another beast. That beast is talking about America, all right? And those two horns represents the two political systems that they have within the U.S., all right? They got, you know, the Democrats and the Republicans, just like the Roman Empire had the plebeians and the patricians. They got a Senate House, all right? And they got Congress, all right? And it says it spake like the dragon, meaning it followed the same customs as the old Roman Empire did, okay? So that right there is talking about U.S., United States of America. Go ahead.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah, you can start back from the top.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him.
That's right. America exercises all the power that the Roman Empire has, man. The Roman Empire, when it was in power, it took over basically all the whole known world. The same thing America does, all right? It's ruling with that iron fist, just like the Roman Empire did. Go ahead, bro.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody in this world through America worships the first beast. How? Because in America, you go over Roman numerals. The medical system is all Roman terms. The legal system is all Roman terms. The court system, everything is patterned after the Romans. All right, so we follow. Not we, but the people in America follow, and they go after the same system. Right, brother.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
That's right. He made fire come down from heaven in the sight of men. Did not America do that with Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Fat Man and Little Boy? The first nuclear weapons to ever be dropped in war. That's what that's referring to. All right. So America is the first country to ever use that type of just brutal force on a nation, and America hasn't received any recompense for it yet. But the Most High is saving them for last, all right?
That's right.
So that was pretty much it on that.
And if I could add in,
go ahead, brother.
Another guy that you might want to look up, other than Robert Oppenheimer, is a guy who was in charge of preparing the fuels. And it's saying he was dealing with the left-hand side too. This guy's name was Jack Parsons. If I could just read a quick little something about him, so if anybody wants to research him, he was mixed in the same family of creating. He was a smith also. This guy's name, Wikipedia, this guy's name was John Whiteside Parsons. He was born Marvel Whiteside Parsons on October 2nd, 1914. He died June 17th, 1952. And he blew himself up, tampering around with his own rocket fuel and shit. And he was better known as Jack Parsons. He was an American rocket propulsion researcher at the California Institute of Technology. He was one of the principal founders of Jet Propulsion Laboratories, still up and around today, and the Aero Jet Corp. He was also an occultist and one of the first Americans to take keen interest in the writings of English author and Thalima's founder, Aleister Crowley. In this capacity, he joined and eventually led an American lodge of Crowley's magical order, Ordo Templi Orientis. So that's a basic breakdown on this guy. So to let you know that these so-called scientists that build bombs and rockets and rocket fuel, they dive into the occult, and that's where they get their knowledge and stuff from, is the left-hand side. So if you want to look up this guy, his name is John Whiteside Parsons, and he's in the same family as Robert Oppenheimer. Not literally speaking, he's not an Oppenheimer, but that same Luciferian satanic cultic family.
That's right. That's a good point too, man. Because these Edomites deal heavily with the left-hand side of the Most High. You know, they're the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And can a brother bring out Jeremiah 50 and 25?
Jeremiah 50 and 25.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 25. The Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
That's right. The Lord hath opened up his armory and brought forth the weapons of his indignation. And his weapons of indignation, like we said, are these ballistic missiles. And see, a lot of, we all know about the ICBM missiles, but there's different type of nuclear missiles, and all these missiles are going to be used. Some are launched from continent to continent, all right? Some are launched from submarine. Some are intermediate missiles, that can't go that far, but they can go, far enough. So there's different type of nuclear missiles, and all of them are going to be used. And within the missiles, there's multiple warheads within them.
That's right.
So can you read the first paragraph on the ballistic missiles,
Okay.
and read the part that says missile types?
This is from the same website, Wikipedia. Keyword ballistic missile. A ballistic missile is a missile that follows a suborbital ballistic flight path with the objective of delivering one or more warheads to a predetermined target. The missile is only guided during the relatively brief initial power phase of flight, and its course is subsequently governed by the laws of orbital mechanics and ballistics. To date, ballistic missiles have been propelled during powered flight by chemical rocket engines of various types. And you say go down to the missile types?
Come.
And missile types. Ballistic missiles can vary widely in range and use, and are often divided into categories based on range. Various schemes are used by different countries to categorize the range of ballistic missiles. There's the tactical ballistic missile, battlefield range ballistic missile, theater ballistic missile. Well, I'll select. Y'all start over and I'll read the ranges because they have the ranges too. First off, tactical ballistic missile range between 150 kilometers and 300 kilometers. A battlefield range ballistic missile ranges less than 200 kilometers. A theater ballistic missile ranges between 300 kilometers and 3,500 kilometers. Short-range ballistic missiles ranges from 1,000 kilometers or less. Medium-range ballistic missile range between 1,000 kilometers and 3,500 kilometers. Intermediate-range ballistic missiles or long-range ballistic missiles range between 3,500 and 5,500 kilometers. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, range greater than 550 kilometers.
That's right. Stop you real quick. And, I did a little bit of the research. This, according to ESAU, we don't know, the exact truth because a lot of these countries, don't like to delve on their missile, how many missiles they have. But according to ESAU, the information that I look up, there's 3 countries right now that have intercontinental ballistic capability, which is Russia, China, and the U.S., okay? Now, these other countries like Israel and Pakistan and North Korea, they have nuclear weapons as well, but either they'll have to launch it from a submarine or they'll have to, it'll be an intermediate range missile, as well as the shorter range missiles that they have. So, go ahead, brother.
And the last one is submarine-launched ballistic missiles, launched from ballistic missile submarines. All current designs have intercontinental range, so the submarine-launched ballistic missile can go basically to any continent.
That's right. Is that it on that?
It's a little bit more.
Okay.
Short and medium-range missiles are often collectively referred to as theater or tactical ballistic missiles, TBMs. Long and medium-range ballistic missiles are generally designed to deliver nuclear weapons because their payload is too limited for conventional explosive to be cost-effective. Though the U.S. may be evaluating the idea of conventionally armed ICBMs for near-instant global airstrike capability despite the high costs. The flight phases are like those for ICBMs, except with no exo-atmospheric phase for the missiles, which range less than about 350 kilometers.
So that's basically, the different type of missiles they have and, their capabilities, that ESAU and these other nations that have now. And can you read Jeremiah 50 and 25 one more time? And can you pull up the tab? I think it's the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 25. The Lord hath opened his armory and have brought forth weapons of his indignation.
Yeah, the Lord has opened up his armory. So right now we're gonna go into the Lord's armory, which we don't know how many missiles they have, but this is one website that kind of counted the amount of nuclear missiles, all right, that's on the planet right now. All right, so this brother will read it, and we'll find out how many weapons are in the Lord's armory.
And you want me to go down the list of countries?
Yeah, can you read from the top part first? If you go up, yeah, read that and then read. Yeah.
All right, this is from website Plowshares Fund. .org, and if you go there, you could look up in the World Nuclear Stockpile Report. It says the exact number of nuclear weapons in global arsenals is not known, as each country guards these numbers as closely held national secrets. What is known, however, is that more than a decade and a half after the Cold War ended, the world's combined stockpile of nuclear warheads remained at unacceptably high levels.
Sorry. Can you read the amount of missiles each country has?
Okay, starting with Russia, they have 11,000 nuclear weapons. The United States has 8,500 nuclear weapons. France, 300. China, 240. United Kingdom, 225. Pakistan, 90 through 110. Israel, 60 through 80. India, 60 through 80. North Korea has 10. So the total nuclear weapons right now, and this is roughly more or less 20,500.
That's right, 20,500 nuclear missiles. Around a little, might be more. Could be more. Yes, yeah. Probably more.
Probably more.
Okay, so upwards of 20,000 nuclear missiles, right? And the Lord said all of them are going to be used. So that's going to bring heavy damage to this place, man. The Lord has a real a fury that's He's going to let loose pretty soon, and we this close. As soon as they go into Iran, they might have, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months of ground war, fighter jets, and rocket launchers. But after that, the missiles are going to be shot off, man, and it's going to be a wrap. Can you bring out 2 Ezra 16 and 13?
2 Ezra 16 and 13.
Yeah.
And all of these nuclear weapons are going to be used. It's not like they were created for no weapon or no reason. So all these weapons, they're going to be used at one point. So, you can think that they're going to sit there to the end of time. But really, the Most High has a plan for this whole planet. And all of those nuclear weapons, they're just a part of His movie. Those are props. Majorly important props.
Yep.
For the finale.
No, that's right.
This is 2 Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
All right, and that bow is referring to them silos, all right? Whether it be a silo from the submarine or a silo from the land, all right? That's the bow. Keep reading, brother.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
And those arrows are, again, referring to the nuclear missiles, ICBM, the submarine missiles, all right, the intermediate missiles, all right? The Most High has all different type of missiles that He's going to use.